By the way, remember this, why not eating drugs, does that include Zoloft? You're not accurate. But I do sometimes suffer from depression. I hate to open with that, but I don't know if you saw the New York Times this morning. I was listed in the obituaries. Now they're listing people who just feel dead inside. Hey, press is press, right? Unless they spell your name right. Oh, this is so great to be here. You know, we've performed here several times before. We were so excited. We rushed over, and sure enough, some of you here for the first show. Sure enough, on the way over, we were pulled over by a cop. He let us off with a warning, though. He said, "Don't see something borrowed." So, the first show I said Thor, and as you can see, I turned it into a completely different joke. That's the kind of versatility that I like to think that I have, in my delusional way. You know, it's great that you know, we got a really full house here tonight, which is exciting. Maybe some of you saw our announcements on Facebook and Twitter, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 of you. That's the kind of reach. Oh, by the way, speaking of movies, I am developing up down in LA. I'm developing. I'm trying to cash in on the whole Twilight craze. You guys are big Twilight fans, right? I'm pitching a movie that cashes in on that whole young, sexy vampire thing. It's called Teen Count Chocula. It's a younger, much more sensual take on the whole Count Chocula mythos.
Don't open that box.
They get type 2 diabetes. What I was going to say is, you know, Twitter and Facebook, the kids are into that too. And you know what, I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot. And you know what I think has really been key to the success of Twitter and Facebook has been computers. Played a big part. Especially the internet, I would say. You know, Twitter has been around forever. Twitter has been around since the 1800s. Except back then, when you had a tweet, you had to send it by Pony Express, and that was a slow connection. Is all I'm saying. The only problem with that was, like, if you had a really funny tweet about the James K. Polk administration, by the time it got out there, Chester Alan Arthur was president. Thank you. That was a little controversial, I know. Some people were a little taken aback that I'm willing to take on the Chester Alan Arthur administration, but I'm not afraid to speak truth to power. And before the night is through, I might take on that big fat fuck, William Howard Taft. Take on Jimmy Conniff! But I mean, this is just the digital age, the paperless age we live in is crazy. I mean, for the past couple of months, I've been wiping my ass digitally. In other words, I haven't been wiping my ass. But my point is that, no, but what I wanted to talk about is that, you know, as I say, Twitter has been around a lot longer than people think. And I actually have some tweets from history that I was going to read to you tonight. These are, you know, tweets by famous people and people who know about their tweet. Like, for instance, here's one I have from Teddy Roosevelt. Just charged up San Juan Hill. Winning! People always communicate through Twitter. Oh, and this was a surprising one to me because You know, one of my idols in terms of one of the great wits of all times is Oscar Wilde. It's just been someone I've always, yes, thank you. This is, I want to do a shout out to Oscar Wilde. This is the place to do it. No, but he's one of the great wits of all time, and that's why I was a little surprised by his tweet. He had one, ooh-wee, I sure do love me some anal sex. I mean, come on. That is what I would expect from a great wit like Oscar Wilde. And then there's another one I have here from James Joyce, another one of my favorite writers. Is finally finished Finnegan's Wake, nailed it. Now I can finally get started on my Fibber McGee and Molly Speck script. He has to make a living too, come on. Oh, and here's one from Abraham Lincoln, going out to see a play, dreading it. I need a night out at the theater like I need a hole in the head. And you know what the historically interesting fact about it is that joke was old even then. Even before he was shot, that joke was old. Oh, and this one actually, you know, considering the weather and everything, and I think as you said, San Francisco people all know this Mark Twain quote, and it was actually a tweet that he did, and I think you know the one I'm talking about. The coldest winter I've ever spent was the winter I spent in Minnesota. Fuck, it was cold! Famous tweets from history. Wait. Oh, you're going to regret applauding me. I have one more. This is actually very famous saying that everybody knows, but people don't know that it was a tweet from Anne Frank. Oh, wait, before you boo me, listen to it first. In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. And then she had a hashtag connected to sarcasm. Anyway, that's all my time for a little later. And right now, I'm going to bring out a good friend of mine. I've had the pleasure of knowing him for over 20 years. He's one of the funniest people I've ever known. Trace Beaulieu!
Trace!
Now the Castro theaters, Frank. Hi.
Trace?
Anyone here for the first show?
Yeah!
Oh, crap. Not that big a door. Once again, I will be reading from my new book, Silly Rhymes for Belligerent Children. And to accompany me once again, Sir J. Elvis Weinstein. You might remember Josh from a little TV show called Mystery Theater 2000. Where he played the lovable robot, Tim Servo. And Josh will be playing the bass. I was wrong earlier. I'm not going again on that one. All right, let me find one that you haven't heard before. Just bear with me a minute. This is a book of children's books. It's been getting good reviews, children's rhymes. Getting good reviews online from parents who really shouldn't be having children. Available in the lobby or at thinkgeek.com. I didn't think any geeks are tonight. This poem is entitled Pets and Parasites. If you have children and they have pets, you know that they're just germ-laden little vermin.